Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everyone? Yay! Today we have the Temple, we have Page of Air, which is Swords, and we have the Forest. So I want to regale you for a moment for about 1 minute of a funny story that happened to me yesterday where this mindset and this orbit really saved me from an utter and complete mental breakdown and crying in public, and then having my offspring start crying too. Okay, I get very frustrated when it comes to technology and having to be solely reliant on it where another person can't interject because it's my phone and my information. So I was signing Joni up yesterday, and Joni and Frank were there signing her up for the special membership at the gym. Everything is digital these days, so we're punching in all this information, and I'm thinking, oh, can I have, everything be on my card, but it's their account? Will it all link together? Let me check this out. So we're going and going, we're pressing this information in. It's, for whatever reason, it's trying to auto correct stuff on the application. And we're already at the gym. We have all our gear on, and I'm already a member, and I can have a guest, but then we had another person, and that's why I wanted Joni to have their thing. Long story short, every single time we were trying to do something, like either the Wi-Fi would kick out or it would put in the wrong name and miss something, so then it wouldn't show up on their computer. And at one point I was standing there and like I started to shake because I thought, this is ridiculous. You can plug something in the computer. You have a computer. This is your company. Like, why do we have to be solely doing all this ourselves on our phones? And I was like getting aggravated. I could feel it building because we had been at it for over like an hour. And it was very frustrating. And the lady was there alone. And all of a sudden, I reached this moment. I took a deep breath, because then I saw Joni too about to cry, because we were just like, it was getting to be too much, like losing data, picking it up, having to start over. And it was so crazy because I started shaking, and then I saw their face, and I remembered that emotion is contagious, and that I was providing them with this angst and this anxiety over this, and they're very sensitive as well. And there was another moment too when they were doing things on their phone. They had the same issues, and they looked like they were going to cry. And all of a sudden, I just took a deep breath, and I started rubbing their back, and I said, "Just be calm. It's okay." I was like, you know what? We don't have anywhere to be. We're here, and we have the entire day. Neither of us. We're both self-employed. Neither of us has to be at a company or a place. We have no appointments. So this is something we want to do for ourselves. So it's going to be all right. It is going to, connect, and we're going to have everything worked out in a couple minutes. And it was so sweet because they were like, I don't want to be upset or impatient. I don't know why this is happening. And then we had this funny kind of discussion. We started to laugh. And I believe wholeheartedly that is the Temple moment, where all of a sudden we arrive at this conclusion. Why am I getting upset? Why am I being doubtful? Why am I spinning out? Everything really is all right. And I do this with my hands as well. I literally clasp them together. And it calms me, because it's that mind-body connection of, I'm sending out a message to the universe and to my guides that I would like to receive a state of grace, a state of calm, a state of patience, because that's when we reach that point, our whole perspective changes into, hey, it is all right. You know what? If I'm in a traffic jam, I can jam out to some great music. I can listen to a podcast. I can look at the beautiful weather. Like, it really is that inner state of grace that we can all reach regardless of where we are. Now, I love to do this if I'm in a place where energies start to get skyrocketed or get anxious, or people are getting, they're like, perfect example, DMV, or line on Christmas Eve at a bookstore or somewhere where you're trying to get a gift. And I just go into my interior, and something unique happens there, that I can cut the tension in the room. I'll say something funny or ridiculous, or one time I remember people were getting really nuts at the store. So I pressed this play on this song that I found so beautiful and so whimsical, and it's like these Celtic flutes, and I pressed it just loud enough so other people in the vicinity could hear it, but it wasn't overwhelming. I'm telling you, the whole energy shifted, and people were like rocking back on their feet, because emotions are contagious, and that inner temple says, hey, breathe, it's okay. Which brings us to this. There's messages all around for us. These beautiful messages that the universe is always trying to bring, that brings in a beautiful filter of all kinds of things, imagination, um, paying attention and seeing the gorgeousness that's all around us. Have you ever been walking like on the beach or in the forest and your mind is starts ticking on about something, maybe paying bills or having to go on a trip or something, and then all of a sudden we actually don't even really see the scenery, we don't smell the fresh air, we don't hear the waves on the beach because we've transported ourselves to somewhere other than the present moment. And a page of air says, be here, experience it all. It's beautiful. You're meant to see this. You're meant to hear this. Something beautiful is coming, and let nature take its course with this temple card too. Find other things to focus on right now if you're getting spun out. Simplicity and small steps are the order of the day, because when the time is right, you're going to see exactly what you need to see, all the little miracles, and you'll see them with reverence and awe and beauty that exists right there, because Spirit's timetable is not usually in sync with our own. It pops up in a different sort of way, but this also lets us know with the temple card we are always protected and divinely directed. And we can also reassess if what we're doing is what we really want to be doing. And all, that kind of broad thing. I did this for myself yesterday too. This is my new saying. I always say this: short-term loss for long-term gain. So I was kind of hot from running about, and this was right after the gym membership thing. And I thought, I really need a few things at the grocery store. And I was like, girl, just go through the drive-thru at Donuts Delight and get a few things. And I thought, that's really short-term gain right there, long-term loss, because the things I need are not going to be things, yes, I can get these things that, will quench my thirst right now, or appetite, or food for other people, but I really need things that I can only have at the grocery store. And if you go in and you just get those 4 things that are in your mind, you're going to have long-term gain. You're going to have stuff to cook for dinner, food throughout the day, food for guests if they pop in, the creamer that you need. And I just did it. I went on that. And whenever I'm making a decision, I ask myself that. Am I looking for a short-term gain? Then I'm going to have a long-term loss, or just a short-term loss, which is instant gratification, right? Over long-term wins. So that sort of thing. And I'll look around for things and I'll make an assessment and see if I'm doing that, which brings us to the beautiful forest. I love this card. Forest is my jam. Every time I go there, I haven't read what this says in the book, but right away I heard just go with, kind of what's streaming through your head and through spirit, because the forest to me is a place of calm and growth and planting seeds and an immersion in something beautiful and peaceful and worthy of our time. So that means if we get this inclination and we get this message to start something or do something, plant those seeds, because it'll grow. It will grow into something substantial. Speak your dreams, listen. The answers are coming, and then act in faith and go for it. And assure yourself that whatever is coming in is going to be better than you could have ever dreamed up. I sometimes will do this. I will set an expectation on something, but I won't make it crazy or grandiose. I'll just be like, yay, I'm so happy I get to go do this. And because I haven't said, it has to be a 4-star event on this family out and everybody has to be, super happy, I don't go bonkers. So the result is that I'm satisfied in a way that is kind of indescribable, because it didn't have to be any particular way. And the forest does that. It says, I let go of things and I just let them come. Our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs are always engaging in this kind of vast field of potential and things that can happen and come. And I feel like that's what the forest is. What path do you want to create for yourself? I know when I wake up, I just start with gratitude. Wow, thank you for, the fact that I feel good, and I'm excited to, go feed all the animals, and Turkey Worky's going to be out there waiting for food, and it's breezy and sunny, and it's summer, and there's so much growth and flowers everywhere. And I feel like a lot of people visit and they have outings. I'm super looking forward to this event this weekend, where a bunch of my lifelong friends that I've had since, young teenagerhood are all getting together at my best buddy's beach house, and we're all just going to hang out and just have a good time. And my only expectation is being able to see all these beautiful souls and listen to their stories. I'm just so excited to hear about how life, with their children has been. I saw the majority of them a couple of years ago, but so much happens in a couple of years. So I'm just excited to listen to their stories and be present and, plant all these seeds for others' events and ways that we can go visit each other and be together. I feel like any experience can be extraordinary when we're in the moment and we're completely immersed in, the event, the moment, that little section in time that we're given. Even if, and I truly believe this, and this has happened, we have these little moments, say yesterday at the gym, where you just feel like, why is the world so tough and bureaucratic BS and all of this? And then when you come through out on the other side, everything looks a little glossier, a little brighter, because you're like, wow, I endured that and I'd focus and follow through and I did it. Because at any given time, I could have just tantrumed out and said, I'm out of here, screw this gym. I've had it with y'all, and just been like, freaking Scarlett O'Hara, gone with the wind, and twirled the hell out of there. But I was like, no, you know what? Things don't always go smooth, and it's okay. And that's sort of the force too, that we can come out the other side and we feel good. Make happy plans, get excited about life, feel good about who you are. And always remember, pull that sacred balance back in when things get a little tilted. It reminds me of a person like on those canoes that stands up, and when they stand up wrong and it starts to rock and there's a 50-50 chance that thing can go over. I'm like, why doesn't that person just immediately sit back down and regroup and balance out? But that's where the panic button gets hit, right? And it is that I am either gonna topple because my nerves and my anxiety got the better of me, or I am going to gather my wits, sit and evaluate, and then continue on. I use that. I feel like we have such a beautiful mind-body connection too. So this is what I do. I will do a mudra, or I will get like hands in prayer position, and or I will touch my forehead with all of my fingertips, because I definitely feel like I feel energy that comes through my fingertips. And to me, that is a motion of brain power time. Simmer down one thing at a time, and collect your thoughts. It's like symbolic to me. So we can choose little gestures that help work us through back to the path of the temple, where we have our good ideas. We see the beautiful things that the universe is trying to motion in our direction, and we can put them in our happy basket and carry on. So my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. Thank you so much for tapping in. I saw a couple messages underneath my comments of people asking if I do private reads. I absolutely do. And today, if you go over to IG, I'm actually running a special for the full moon, because it is, holy crap, Capricorn full moons are like, oh sure, you can, scale that sheer cliff wall, go do. One thing I want you to know, that it is one of those, it feels like that old boss that keeps adding to your to-do list, because a Capricorn is a doer and wants to get things done. Take a breath and say, I understand this energy, it's leaning into me, but I can kind of cool my, fervor by knowing that this is just an energy and I don't have to do every little thought that pops in my head. That little goat that's like, bah, do this, paint the house, plant a garden. It becomes a bit much with this energy. But what I like to do, I'm like, okay, I'll pick 3 things and I'll work on them and I'll take my time with them. And if there's more time, perhaps I'll get to that. It's like we want to work with the moon energy, because it does get a little bit like, hey you, why don't you do this too? Hey you, here's another list. And it's very, it can invoke a sense of like hyperdrive, and we don't want that. So again, getting back to the question, yes, if you guys come over to IG, I'm Sparkrist11, or if you come to my email, I'll put it down below. And I do a video reading just like this. I get back to you within 48 hours with your read. Just send me your questions. I send you the menu plan, because I have all different times on offer. And thank you so much for your inquiries, because I was able to find those comments yesterday, and then I realized, oh yeah, I wasn't adding that as a little addendum at the end. So you guys, remember, rescue yourselves with good happy thoughts and pauses, because there's lots of great energy suggesting super things for you over the next couple of days. And carve your path, walk through it with confidence, and know that whatever you are wanting and desiring is also wanting you and is available for you. So love and light.